Chapter 1. A new chapter in gaming. The birth of Final Fantasy VII. In 1997, the world of video games was forever changed by the release of Final Fantasy VII. Developed by Square, later known as Square Enix, it was the seventh installment in the long-running Final Fantasy series. This title marked a significant technological and narrative leap, becoming one of the first role-playing games to leverage 3D graphics and full-motion video on the Sony PlayStation. The visionary direction of producer Hironobu Sakaguchi, combined with the artistic contributions of Yoshitaka Amano and the groundbreaking music of composer Nobuo Uematsu, set Final Fantasy VII apart from its predecessors. It was more than just a game. It was a global phenomenon that blended deeply personal storytelling with immersive gameplay, transporting millions of players into a richly detailed world filled with complex characters, moral dilemmas, and an iconic conflict with environmental themes. The stage was set for an unforgettable epic that would resonate long after the console was turned off. Chapter 2. Midgar, Heart of Industry and Conflict. The story begins in Midgar, a sprawling metropolis controlled by the Shinra Electric Power Company, whose influence extends across the planet. Shinra derives its power from the extraction of Mako energy, an essential life force drawn directly from the planet's core, causing environmental damage and unrest. Midgar is a city of stark contrasts, with massive steel pillars supporting the upper plate where the elite enjoy lavish lifestyles, while below lie the impoverished slums of Sector 7 and beyond, where hardship is the daily norm. Shinra rules with a mixture of corporate dominance and military force, employing the Turks, a secretive group tasked with intelligence operations and suppression of opposition. Shinra's control over resources and information fuels its expansionist ambitions and political machinations. In response, the eco-terrorist group Avalanche rises up, composed of rebels determined to halt Shinra's Mako mining to protect the planet's fragile balance. Their missions involve sabotage of Mako reactors, sparking violent confrontations and moral debates about the cost of resistance. The tension experienced in Midgar forms the foundation of the tale, offering a rich portrait of urban decay, corporate tyranny, and the human desire for justice and survival against overwhelming odds. Chapter 3. Cloud Strife. From Mercenary to Reluctant Hero. Into this turbulent world steps Cloud Strife, a former elite soldier of Shinra's military unit known as Soldier. Initially presenting himself as a confident and skilled mercenary, Cloud is hired by Avalanche to aid their efforts against the Shinra Corporation. However, his true history is complex and clouded by fragmented memories. Once a promising soldier who trained alongside notable figures like Sephiroth and his friend Zack Fair, Cloud's identity becomes conflated with others' memories and trauma. As the story progresses, players learn of his time as an infantryman who took on the persona of a soldier after traumatic events in his hometown, Nibelheim. Cloud's interactions with Avalanche members like Barrett Wallace, whose passion and anger contrast with Cloud's calm demeanor. Tifa Lockhart, a childhood friend and skilled martial artist whose presence triggers forgotten memories. And Aerith Gainsborough, a mysterious flower seller with ties to the planet's spiritual essence, enrich his journey. Through these relationships, Cloud confronts his self-doubt, latent fears, and the burden of his past. His growth from a solitary figure to a true leader embodies themes of redemption, the search for identity, and the struggle to fight not only external threats, but the inner shadows that threaten the world's future. Chapter 4. The planet's Lifestream and the mysteries of the ancients. Beneath the surface of the mortal conflict flows the Lifestream, the planet's vital current that carries the spiritual essence and memories of all life forms. This mystical force connects the living and the dead, continually recycling life energy to renew the world. Central to this law are the Cetra, also known as the Ancients, an ancient civilization deeply attuned to the Lifestream and dedicated to protecting the planet. Once widespread, the Cetra now exist only through legend and in the form of Aerith Gainsborough, the last surviving ancient. She possesses unique abilities to communicate with the planet and to guide its will. The planet's well-being and the Lifestream's vitality are threatened by both Shinra's reckless Mako harvesting and by Sephiroth's catastrophic plans. Sephiroth's impact on the world is not only physical but spiritual, as his actions disrupt the harmony that the ancients once maintained. The narrative explores the tension between progress and preservation, individual ambition and collective survival, underscoring how the planet itself is a card antagonist and an ally. The Lifestream's ethereal pulses remind players that the environment is more than a backdrop. It is a living entity with a history, hope, and resilience. Chapter 5. Sephiroth, the Fallen Legend. Sephiroth is both legend and tragedy, a former soldier and Shinra's most celebrated warrior who falls from grace to become a figure of fear and destruction. His origin lies in unethical experiments performed by Shinra, where he was infused with cells from an alien being called Genova, leading to a fractured sense of self. The realization of his manufactured origins shatters Sephiroth's sanity, and he comes to believe he is the planet's rightful heir. Embracing this conviction, he aims to summon Meteor, a celestial force capable of devastating the surface to trigger a mass outpouring of the Lifestream, reshaping the world to his design. Sephiroth's overwhelming power and relentless will make him a nearly invincible foe, capable of bending reality and warping others' perceptions. He functions not only as an antagonist, but as a dark mirror to Cloud, reflecting what Cloud could become if consumed by false memories and hatred. Sephiroth's path of destruction ignites panic and chaos across the globe, forcing the heroes to confront him to safeguard the planet's future. His actions underscore the dangers of unchecked ambition and the consequences of losing one's humanity in pursuit of power. Chapter 6. The Core Group, Bonds of Friendship and Courage. Cloud's journey inspires the gathering of a diverse group of allies, each bearing unique backgrounds, skills, and motivations which collectively enrich the unfolding saga. Barrett Wallace, the passionate and protective leader of Avalanche, fights for his hometown and daughter with a mix of urgency and hope. Tifa Lockhart, a fierce yet compassionate martial artist, strives to reconcile her past and support Cloud, while Aerith offers spiritual insight tied to the planet's well-being. Along their travels, the group is strengthened by others who bring specialized expertise. Red 13, a noble, intelligent beast with a connection to ancient lore. Sid Highwind, a pilot with aspirations cut short, embodying dreams and frustrations. Yuffie Kisaragi, a skilled ninja whose youthful energy masks deeper insecurities tied to her homeland of Wutai. Vincent Valentine, a mysterious ex-Turk hiding a tortured past linked to unethical experiments, and Kate Sith, a whimsical yet enigmatic figure whose true identity and intentions remain shrouded. These friendships and rivalries evolve amidst the chaos, emphasizing themes of trust, sacrifice, and the resilience of the human spirit. Together, this collective represents a microcosm of the world's diverse struggles and hopes, united by the common cause of protecting life against annihilation. Chapter 7. Avalanche's Mission and the Moral Complexity of Resistance. Avalanche's mission to halt Shinra's destructive Mako extraction drives much of the conflict, centered around targeted sabotage of reactors powering Midgar and beyond. These operations, while aimed at protecting the planet, often involve violent confrontations that endanger innocent civilians, raising difficult ethical questions. Barrett, as leader, walks a fine line between militant activism and stewardship, willing to do whatever it takes to safeguard nature, yet deeply troubled by the collateral damage their actions cause. Tifa, with her intimate ties to Cloud and their shared past, contemplates the emotional and physical costs of rebellion, often serving as the group's moral compass. As they uncover Shinra's deeper corruption, including human experimentation and manipulation, their struggle escalates into a broader battle involving corporate enforcers, soldiers, and the Turks. These clashes reveal Shinra's vast resources and unrelenting grip on society. The resistance, depicted with nuance, illuminates the complex layers of conflict where there are no clear heroes or villains. Both sides wield ideology and force to justify their actions, illustrating the grey areas in struggles for power and preservation. This portrayal encourages players to reflect on the multifaceted nature of activism, the sacrifices demanded by revolution, and the ongoing need for ethical vigilance. Chapter 8. The Nexus of Memory. Cloud and Sephiroth's Shared Past. Cloud's fragmented past serves as a central thread that increasingly reveals connections to Sephiroth and the traumatic events that shaped them both. Through recurring flashbacks and new revelations, the audience learns of the violent fire that consumed Nibelheim, Cloud's hometown, an incident precipitated by Sephiroth's descent into madness following his discovery about his origins. During this ordeal, Cloud, originally a low-ranking infantryman, was caught in the turmoil and, due to a combination of trauma and exposure to Mako energy, unintentionally assimilated aspects of Zack Fair's memories. Zack being Cloud's close friend and former soldier member who sacrificed himself protecting him. This psychological fusion confuses Cloud's sense of identity and memories, causing him to construct a false narrative around himself as a legendary soldier. The tension between reality and illusion drives much of Cloud's personal crisis and the broader story's emotional impact. As Cloud struggles to untangle truth from fabrication, he embarks on a journey of self-discovery and healing, illustrating themes of trauma, resilience, and the fragile nature of memory. This exploration strengthens his resolve to confront Sephiroth, not only externally, but within his own mind. Chapter 9. Shinra's Dark Ambitions, Corporate Tyranny, and Scientific Hubris. At the core of the conflict lies the Shinra Electric Power Company, a towering corporate giant whose reach infiltrates every aspect of life across the planet. Led by the pragmatic but ruthless President Shinra, the company profits immensely by exploiting Mako energy, ignoring the environmental degradation this causes. Behind the scenes, Shinra's scientific divisions conduct ethically questionable experiments in biogenetics and soldier enhancement, birthing formidable entities like the superhuman soldiers and deadly creations fueled by human manipulation. The company's secret police, the Turks, operate in shadows, sweeping away obstacles through covert operations and sometimes violent means. Internal rivalries develop among Shinra's leadership between scheme-driven executives such as Heidegger or Scarlet and the more scientifically obsessed Hojo, whose experiments blur the line between scientific progress and monstrosity. These internal power struggles fuel uncertainty and foreshadow corporate collapse. Shinra's disregard for planetary health and human cost stands as a warning about unchecked industrial ambition and scientific arrogance. Their relentless pursuit of power accelerates environmental destruction and social disintegration, setting the inevitable stage for rebellion and disaster. Chapter 10. Aerith's Legacy, The Last Hope, and the Price of Salvation. Aerith Gainsborough, the final descendant of the Cetra, holds the fragile hope of planetary salvation in her hands. Her innate connection to the Lifestream gives her profound empathy and an ability to sense the planet's pain. Throughout the story, Aerith serves as a spiritual guide, offering comfort and inspiration to her companions even in the face of despair. Her interplay with Cloud and the group brings moments of light and tenderness amid their perilous quest. The threads of her heritage pull her toward a destiny where she must confront Sephiroth's looming threat. In a poignant and heartbreaking chapter, Aerith sacrifices herself during a confrontation with Sephiroth at the Forgotten City, a loss that haunts the characters and players alike. Her death marks a turning point. Though she departs from the physical realm, her spirit endures, supporting the planet's defenses through the Lifestream. Aerith's sacrifice symbolizes the profound cost of saving the world, highlighting themes of selflessness, resilience, and the incomprehensible bond between humans and nature. Her legacy remains a beacon, reminding all that even in loss, hope can persist and life's spirit endures. Chapter 11. The Promised Land and Shinra's Ruthless Pursuit. Beyond its Mako-driven ambitions, Shinra obsessively hunts the Promised Land, a legendary realm thought to harbor inexhaustible natural resources and immense energy reserves. The Promised Land symbolizes both hope for a brighter future and the destructive greed fueling exploitation. This pursuit amplifies tensions among Shinra's leadership and Avalanche, as the land promises salvation for the corporation's declining energy supplies or a place of freedom for the oppressed, depending on who claims it. Sephiroth also plays a central role in this quest, driven by his vision of reshaping the planet's destiny. Along with Shinra's forces, multiple factions navigate the complex geopolitical landscape that surrounds this mythic territory, exacerbating conflict and mistrust. The desire for the Promised Land exposes themes of environmental stewardship versus corporate domination, highlighting how sacred myths can be distorted to legitimize conquest. As the chase intensifies, characters confront the cost of ambition and the sacrifices inherent in striving for preservation or control. Ultimately, the land's fate remains intertwined with the planet's survival, reflecting the wider struggle between renewal and ruin. Chapter 12. The Planet's Wrath. Meteor and the Ultimate Cataclysm. The narrative's climax centers on Sephiroth's apocalyptic plan to summon Meteor, a colossal celestial object capable of annihilating the planet's surface. Meteor's impact would cause catastrophic destruction and force the Lifestream to erupt from deep within the planet's core, attempting to heal the wounds by overwhelming the surface with its spiritual energy. This cataclysm embodies the destructive consequences of obsession and vengeance gone unchecked. Sephiroth's motivations, rooted in both personal torment and godlike ambition, elevate the story from a terrestrial conflict to a cosmic battle. The heroes face the daunting challenge of stopping Meteor's descent while coping with their internal struggles, losses, and hopes. Their race against time heightens the tension of every encounter, underscoring themes of sacrifice, unity, and the fragile balance between life and destruction. The planetary response, through the Lifestream's rising flow, personifies the Earth's enduring spirit, offering a powerful metaphor for resilience and renewal amid devastation. This ultimate crisis defines the stakes and scope of the epic journey. Chapter 13. Emergence of the Ancients, the Reunion and Unity. As the planet faces destruction, the story turns towards a profound spiritual awakening, the reunification of the Ancients. After Aerith's sacrifice, her spirit calls out through the Lifestream, summoning other Cetra in a last-ditch effort to combat Meteor's threat. This moment signifies the restoration of harmony between humanity and the planet's mystical forces, blending ancient wisdom with contemporary courage. The allied coalition of humans and ancestral spirits embodies hope and renewal, standing as a bulwark against overwhelming darkness. This gathering transcends generational divides, symbolizing that survival depends on understanding, respect, and cooperation, rather than domination. The heroes draw on this spiritual strength to face their final battles, backed by the weight of history and destiny. Through this, long-standing conflicts are resolved, and a new path toward healing and balance is forged. The reunion of the ancients adds a mythic, sacred dimension to the narrative's resolution, reinforcing the interconnectedness of all life. Chapter 14: Final Battle and the Fate of the Planet. The story culminates in an epic showdown between Cloud and Sephiroth, a duel that is as much a battle of wills and ideologies as it is of physical might. This confrontation embodies the struggle for the planet's soul, where victory means survival not only for the heroes, but for all life. The combat intensifies with moments where personal fears and doubts must be overcome through friendship and inner strength. As Cloud and Sephiroth clash, the other heroes rally to support this confrontation, their unity highlighting the importance of cooperation. Sephiroth's defeat marks not only the fall of a powerful adversary, but a triumph over despair and destruction. Yet, the fight against the external enemy only signals the beginning of the planet's defense against Meteor's impact. In an awe-inspiring sequence, the Lifestream rises in a protective surge, enveloping the planet in a healing embrace. The intertwined actions of the heroes and the planet itself symbolize a deep connection and mutual reliance. Their sacrifices and solidarity underscore the fragile hope of renewal, inspiring the player to believe in the possibility of harmony emerging from chaos. Chapter 15: The Aftermath, a world on the brink of renewal. With Sephiroth defeated and Meteor's impact averted, the planet embarks on a slow and uncertain process of healing. Shinra's monopolistic power crumbles, yet the scars of their environmental ravages and social divisions remain deeply embedded. Survivors of the conflict face the enormous task of rebuilding shattered communities, restoring damaged ecosystems, and mending fractured relationships with the planet and one another. While echoes of past mistakes linger, the narrative fosters a cautious optimism grounded in lessons learned, the dangers of greed, the value of stewardship, and the need for vigilance. The bonds forged among the heroes through shared trials continue to serve as a foundation for resilience and renewed hope. The future remains unwritten, emphasizing that peace is fragile and demands ongoing effort from all to maintain. Final Fantasy VII closes not with definitive finality, but with a reverence for the power of renewal, acknowledging that life on the planet is a continuous cycle of balance, vigilance, and care. Chapter 16: Themes and Legacy, Environmentalism, Identity, and Technology. Final Fantasy VII weaves a rich tapestry of themes that resonate far beyond its immediate storyline. At its core is a sobering reflection on environmental degradation, portraying humanity's consumption and exploitation of natural resources as a cautionary tale about the cost of progress without respect for the world. Intimately connected are explorations of identity, memory, and the search for self amidst the backdrop of chaos and loss. Characters like Cloud struggle with fractured memories and personal histories that shape their paths, illustrating the complexity of human psychology. The tension between advancing technology and ecological balance permeates the narrative, showing how innovations meant to empower can also endanger existence if divorced from ethical thought. This blend of futuristic settings with elemental spirituality positions Final Fantasy VII as a landmark work in storytelling. Its legacy lies not only in gameplay innovation, but also in provoking reflection on responsibility, empathy, and hope. This enduring impact continues to shape gaming and creative media, inspiring discussions about humanity's place on a finite planet and the stories we tell to understand ourselves. Chapter 17. Character Spotlight. Barrett Wallace's Drive for Justice. Barrett Wallace serves as more than just the militant leader of Avalanche. He is the embodiment of a deeply personal and passionate crusade against oppression. His past is marked by the destruction of his childhood home at the hands of Shinra's Mako extraction, fueling his intense determination to protect his daughter and hometown from further harm. Barrett's coarse demeanor often masks a profound sense of responsibility and grief, revealing a man torn between the fury of rebellion and the tenderness of fatherhood. Throughout the journey, he evolves from distrustful skeptic of outsiders to a trusted ally who learns to balance militancy with compassion. His mechanical prosthetic arm, replacing the limb lost in a previous battle, symbolizes both human resilience and the complicated relationship with technology that pervades the story. Mechanical enhancement used to reclaim agency. Barrett's arc reflects the costs, complexities, and sometimes contradictions of fighting for justice, revealing a character whose idealism and pain coexist beneath a hard exterior. Chapter 18. Tifa Lockhart. Strength through compassion. Tifa Lockhart's journey is one of enduring strength, shaped by compassion and loyalty. Growing up alongside Cloud in their remote hometown of Nibelheim, she became both a skilled martial artist and an emotional anchor for their group. While her physical prowess reflects disciplined resilience, it is her kindness and unwavering faith in others that truly binds the party together. Throughout the story, Tifa wrestles with feelings of guilt and hope linked to Cloud's fragmented memories and the shared traumas of their past. Her presence encapsulates the human cost of conflict, rooted in personal loss and the desire to protect those she loves. Tifa's role evolves into peacemaker and healer, bridging emotional divides and inspiring trust among the diverse group. She demonstrates how strength is not just physical, but also moral and emotional, and that compassion in times of darkness can foster the light necessary to endure and overcome. Chapter 19. Vincent Valentine. A Haunted Past and Redemption. Vincent Valentine presents an enigmatic and brooding presence among the heroes, his past intertwined with Shinra's darkest secrets. Formerly a Turk and test subject for Shinra's unethical experiments, Vincent underwent a transformation into a powerful being bearing supernatural abilities and monstrous forms. His connection to the ruthless scientist Hojo and tragic history, from his love for a lost companion to his captivity, frame a narrative of guilt, redemption, and isolation. Haunted by his past deeds and the consequences of those experiments, Vincent initially distances himself from the group, burdened by sorrow and self-reproach. However, as the journey progresses, he gradually finds purpose alongside his companions, contributing his strength and knowledge while seeking forgiveness. Vincent's arc explores the themes of identity, self-acceptance, and the struggle to reclaim humanity from darkness. He stands as a testament to the idea that even those scarred by past sins can find healing and hope through connection and courage. Chapter 20. Yuffie Kisaragi and Red 13. Diverse Allies and Hidden Truths. Yuffie Kisaragi and Red 13 contribute dynamic and layered dimensions to the group's quest. Yuffie, a spirited and sometimes mischievous ninja from the distant nation of Wutai, enters initially motivated by self-interest, seeking materia to restore her homeland's former glory. As she journeys with the heroes, Yuffie evolves from a reckless opportunist to a dedicated ally, confronting her cultural pride, youthful recklessness, and the responsibilities that come with loyalty. Her story highlights themes of identity and reconciliation amidst broader political conflict. On the other hand, Red 13 is a noble, intelligent creature with feline features and a fiery mane, hailing from Cosmo Canyon, a place steeped in ancient wisdom about the planet. Despite his beast-like appearance, Red 13 exhibits profound understanding, serving as a bridge between humanity and nature. His presence links the group to the planet's history and spiritual depth, reinforcing the narrative's emphasis on connection to the Earth. Together, Yuffie and Red 13 enrich the party's diversity in culture, perspective, and heritage, emphasizing unity through difference and shared purpose. Chapter 21. Sid Highwind, Dreams of Flight and Bitter Realities. Sid Highwind embodies the archetype of a dreamer confronted by the harsh realities of life. An ace pilot and brilliant engineer, Sid dreams of escaping the planet's constraints by flying beyond the clouds, seeking freedom and new frontiers. However, his aspirations have been repeatedly dashed by failures, betrayals, and personal loss, leading to a gruff exterior marked by frustration and determination. Despite his rough edges, Sid's loyalty to his friends and his expertise with machinery and aeronautics make him a vital member of the party. His knowledge aids the group in navigating the world, especially when confronting Shinra's aerial dominance and mechanized threats. Sid's story captures broader themes of hope, perseverance, and the intersection of technological mastery with personal spirit. Through his trials, the narrative explores how dreams can fuel survival even amid a world fractured by industrial expansion and ecological crisis. Chapter 22. Science and Ethics, Shinra's Secret Experiments. Beneath Shinra's public image of corporate success lie disturbing experiments that reveal the dark side of unrestrained scientific ambition. The corporation's obsession with creating enhanced soldiers through genetic manipulation and alien DNA leads to tragic, often monstrous results. These endeavors culminate in Sephiroth's creation, blending human and Genova cells and yielding a being of immense power, but fractured sanity. Similarly, Vincent Valentine's body was altered against his will to bear supernatural traits, trapping him in a liminal existence between man and monster. Shinra's laboratories become sites of ethical decay, where human lives are treated as disposable test subjects, and the boundaries of morality are repeatedly crossed. These scientific pursuits act as a stark cautionary tale against reckless technological progress devoid of compassion or oversight. The unsettling results force players to contemplate the consequences of humanity's drive to control and manipulate nature, illuminating the delicate balance between innovation's promises and its potential for harm. Chapter 23. The Turks, Agents of Ambiguity and Conflict. Operating in the ambiguous grey areas of morality, the Turks are Shinra's covert operatives, trusted with espionage, retrieval, and enforcement missions that maintain the corporation's grip on power. Led by experienced agents like Reno and Rude, the Turks navigate a complex world of loyalty, personal ethics, and corporate obedience. Though professionally efficient and often ruthless, moments of humor, vulnerability, and internal conflict humanize these characters, making them multidimensional. Their missions frequently intersect with those of the heroes, sometimes placing them as antagonists, other times unwitting allies, highlighting blurred lines in the ongoing war between Shinra and resistance forces.
As the narrative progresses, internal tensions within the Turks and their evolving perspectives challenge the simplistic notions of good and evil. They embody the complexities faced by individuals whose duty aligns with morally ambiguous institutions, illuminating how structures of power shape and constrain personal identity and choice.
Chapter 24. The Planet as a Living Entity. Central to Final Fantasy VII's profound narrative is the portrayal of the planet as a living, sentient entity rather than a mere setting. The Lifestream serves as the planet's circulatory system, containing the combined consciousness and spiritual energy of all life that has existed. This animistic worldview embraces nature as intertwined, conscious, and capable of both nurturing life and defending itself when threatened. The destructive actions of Shinra, coupled with Sephiroth's violent ambitions, disrupt this delicate balance and jeopardize the world's survival. Through characters like Aerith and Red 13, players witness the planet's voice, its pain, hope, and resilience, and its desire for harmony. This perspective challenges traditional dichotomies between environment and humanity, suggesting an interconnected existence where the actions of one impact the whole. The planet's sentience emphasizes stewardship and respect for nature, underscoring the importance of coexistence and the spiritual consequences of exploitation. This thematic element elevates the narrative into a broader meditation on life's interconnectedness and fragility. Chapter 25. The Role of Friendship and Cooperation. Throughout their perilous quest, the strength derived from friendship proves essential in overcoming the manifold challenges that beset the heroes. As they navigate betrayals, doubts, and personal loss, the group's shared experiences forge bonds that transcend backgrounds, ideologies, and species. Each member brings unique talents that complement the others, and their cooperation becomes a crucial force against seemingly insurmountable odds. Moments of levity, trust, and emotional connection punctuate the narrative, providing balance to darker themes of conflict and sacrifice. The warmth of their companionship serves as a beacon of hope, underscoring the human values of empathy, loyalty, and solidarity. This dynamic highlights the game's message that unity and mutual support are vital to resilience and growth. Ultimately, the interdependence of the heroes symbolizes the belief that no great challenge can be faced alone, a timeless lesson about the communal nature of survival and victory. Chapter 26. Symbolism and Myth in Final Fantasy VII's World Building. Final Fantasy VII draws deeply on symbolic imagery and mythology to enrich its storytelling and world-building. The narrative taps into universal archetypes, the fallen hero, the destined savior, and cycles of death and rebirth through nature's renewal. Themes like the clash between technology and spirit, the exploitation of natural resources, and the search for identity are reflected in recurring motifs such as Cloud's giant sword, the mysterious black materia, and the ever-flowing Lifestream. These symbols evoke ancient myths about creation, destruction, and redemption, linking the fictional world with timeless human narratives. By blending mythic elements with futuristic technology and dystopian settings, the story navigates a continuum between past and future, tradition and innovation. This fusion broadens the narrative's depth, inviting players to meditate on eternal human questions through an imaginative and immersive environment. Symbolism and myth thus serve as a bridge between story and player, revealing layers of meaning beneath the surface of the epic journey. Chapter 27. Narrative Impact and Cultural Influence. Final Fantasy VII ushered in a new era for storytelling within video games and significantly influenced broader popular culture. Its cinematic presentation, intricate character development, and willingness to explore complex themes, such as environmentalism, identity, and corporate overreach, raised the bar for narrative depth and emotional engagement in interactive media. The game's success challenged perceptions of video games as mere entertainment, demonstrating their potential as a serious artistic medium. Iconic characters like Cloud, Strife, and Sephiroth have become cultural touchstones, inspiring numerous sequels, spin-offs, adaptations across various media, and ongoing fan devotion. The philosophical and ethical questions posed continue to resonate, influencing creators and audiences alike generations after its release. Final Fantasy VII's enduring legacy lies in its ability to provoke thoughtful dialogue about humanity's relationship with technology, nature, and self, solidifying its place as a milestone in both artistic innovation and cultural resonance that continues to shape the landscape of storytelling in games. Chapter 28. Conclusion. The enduring spirit of Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII concludes not with a neatly tied ending, but with a sense of ongoing hope and vigilance. The planet's future remains uncertain, shaped by the choices and sacrifices of those who fight to protect it. The story's core essence is a call to balance between progress and preservation, memory and identity, destruction and renewal. Its characters embody the complexities of humanity, courage, fear, love, and loss intertwined. This enduring narrative continues to captivate new generations, reminding us that in the face of overwhelming darkness, light persists. The legacy of Final Fantasy VII is a celebration of storytelling's power to inspire empathy and action, proving that even in fantastical worlds, the most profound battles are those within and between ourselves.